Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me here for my very tardy review for this week of November 2013. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Before I get started, I need to introduce y'all. In case you missed her, at Jennifer and I, we do our dual channel, Arkham Asylum Studio. In case you missed her over on that channel, I'd like to introduce you to her here. This is our cat. This is our new cat. This is Shelly. Originally named Dexstar, but she's gotten picky about where she likes to be, and it's like her spot, and so Jennifer decided to change her name to Shelly. You know, in tribute to Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. This is Shelly. This is our new little girl. Here's our little kitty kitty. Say hi to everybody, Shelly. Say hi. Say hi, Shelly. Say hi. Meow. Yeah. She's a sweetie. But actually I'm here. She's just gonna be on camera here for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna send her on her way. But before I get started with my comic book reviews, I want to do a quick little mini review of Thor: The Dark World. Jennifer and I went and saw it last night in theaters, and it was good. It was really, really good. The guy who was collecting the tickets told us before we even went into the theater, saying he thought it was better than the first one was, and I got to agree with him. It was. It was much more entertaining. It took a little bit. It was a bit of a slow start. It took a little bit for it to get going once it got started, in my opinion. But just a fantastic movie. Really, really good stuff. Lots of drama. Good comedy. Good one-liners in there. But the action was solid. The storytelling was just flowed very well. Real easy to get captured in the story and the action and everything. It was really, really well done. Chris Hemsworth did a good job as Thor. Tom Hiddleston just stole the show as Loki. You can really tell he loves playing that character. Very, very nicely done. I would like to have seen more out of Anthony Hopkins as Odin, but for what we got, I was satisfied. Lots of twists, lots of fake outs and everything, but the ending, woohoo! I'm not going to spoil it, even though the movie's probably been out for a while. She's wanting down. There you go, baby girl. But yeah, I'm sure everybody's talking about it all over the internet. The ending with the big mystery. What happened to Odin? And that's signaling off either we're going to get that answer in the second Avengers movie, or there's going to be a third Thor movie. So yeah, I love the fact that it left the door open for another sequel. And scale of 1 to 5, I'd give it a 4. There were some hiccups in it, I thought, and like I said, it took a bit for it to get started. It took a while for it to, build up and get started. But once it got going, and it just was an awesome flick. I do recommend this movie. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It's well worth your time. It's well worth your money. Go see it. Go see it. You won't regret it. And cat's going. Go on. I'm not picking you back up. But, Shut up. I'm not picking you back up. But, spoiled little brat already. But, yeah, definitely go see this movie. You will not regret it. It's really good. Now, also another thing I want to show off real quick. While we were in town, we stopped by a local Hastings, and I got a copy of this. This is the... Oh, hang on. The glare's a little bright on it. Variant cover of X-Men Battle of the Atom #1. This is an homage cover to Days of Future Past. I saw that and I just had to get it. Put it down over there. Oh, hush. Here. There. Is that what you want? Alright. On to the reviews. I've got some from Marvel and some from DC. We're going to start with Marvel. We're going to start with All New X-Men. Start with All New X-Men number 18. How is Kitty in the original X-Men after Battle of the Atom? Well, spoiler for those of you who haven't read Battle of the Atom yet. Kitty Pryde and the original X-Men have left Wolverine's side and have joined forces with Dick Summers' Uncanny X-Men team at the Weapon X facility. And I apologize for the excessive meowing from Shelly, but get out of that. Go on. Hush! I'm not picking you back up, little brat. But Kitty and the original X-Men are now with Dick Summers and his Uncanny X-Men team, where the hang on a second. Go on. There. Jesus, I couldn't take... Sorry about that. Could not take... her constantly trying to climb up my leg while I'm trying to do this review. But as I was trying to say, Kitty and the original X-Men are now with Dick Summers' Uncanny team, and it's like the drama just instantly starts. Instant drama. What can you say? What really can you say? It's like Emma's cuckoos immediately go after Jean. It's like they're saying, I don't like redheads, we don't like you. And Jean's just like, what did I do to you? Because she's like, I'm not the Jean Grey you knew, but I can still do stuff. And it's like her and I believe it was Celeste. I believe Jean and Celeste were the ones that trading blows back and forth in the mines and everything. And surprisingly, the other two cuckoos actually kind of rub it in on Celeste. You got burned by Jean Grey. Ooh, yeah. And one of them makes a comment saying, wonder what I'd look like as a redhead. That was cute. There's a very dramatic scene between young Jean and young Beast, talking about what could have happened between the two of them Beast is calling her out, saying, why did you tease me with that kiss? And you're basically now with Scott now. And it's just one thing leads to, it's just drama upon drama. And then, Kitty's giving the team a pep talk after they get their new costumes. And something's going on with Jean in her mind. She's in a bit of a dire situation that she herself created. She's just learning the hard way that she can levitate, and she hasn't mastered yet. So, and then there's a moment, and then there looks like there could be a starry-eyed moment between her and Angel. And I said to myself, after I read this book, I said, I can just see it happening now. I'm just picture all the dumbass fanboys getting behind their keyboards on some comic book website, any comic book website or social media website they can find, and they're instantly going to start slut-shaming Jean. It's like she had a romantic argument dealing about romantic feelings between her and Beast, and then there's stuff with her and Scott, and now there might be a sparkly moment between her and Warren. 3 guys, 1 girl. I can just see it now. Jean Grey is a slut. Jean Grey is a slut. Jean Grey's a damn whore. I can see it coming. And I don't want that. And I got to give a bit of a to Marvel for making it look like that. So, The rest of the storytelling is pretty solid. Very nicely done. Nothing really major happens in here. This is just basically getting us readers used to the fact that Kitty and the original X-Men are now with Dick Summers' team. And that's pretty much it. Some good stuff from young Iceman in here. A bit of a dramatic moment between young Beast and Magneto in here. All in all, it's a really solid read. Kind of fun. But like I said, I could just see the fanboys getting on their keyboards going, Jean Grey's a slut. She's a slut. Give me a fucking break. But it was a good read nonetheless. Alright. Moving along, we got Fearless Defenders, number 11. God, I'm going to be pissed when this series goes, because You want to talk about a solid series that is just pure, unbelievable fun. You got this. This is such good stuff. This is, the main focus is Hippolyta taking most of the defenders to her island, and they just have a big celebration about who they are and what they can be and everything like that. And of course, it was teased in the last issue, and it happens here, and it's already blown up all over the internet. Ren, the newest Defender, and Annabelle Riggs, they are now in a relationship. And it's blown up all over the internet because they're a lesbian couple. And I'm like, okay, that's cute. And I'd like to see where this relationship can go. And I even spoke to Cullen Bunn, the writer, and I said, hey, once this series goes, I'm hoping that we get to see some of these characters in other titles, so that way we can keep up with them. Because once the series goes, we need to know what happens to some of our favorite characters. The fans of Marvel have already grown very, very close to Annabelle and the rest of these Defenders. Misty Knight has been kicking ass. It's always good to see Danny Moonstar. You know, Hippolyta has been doing very well. Not to mention Valkyrie and the new character Ren. You know, you introduce a brand new character just shortly before the series goes goodbye-bye. We need to know what's going on with her. We need to see what she can do in other titles. You know, the door is open, Marvel. Don't shut it on them. Do not slam the door in our faces when it comes to these characters. The door is open for them to branch out to other titles, and let's see what these characters can do. This was a fun read, heavy on the action, good on the drama, nice on the one-liners. It has everything I'd like in a very fun read. Very cute in places. This was really fun. I enjoyed this issue. And like I said, I'm going to be sad to see it go, but this is one series that I'm never going to forget for as long as I live. Solid stuff. Fearless Defenders, number 11. Pick this book up and read it and enjoy it. Alright. Finishing off Marvel with The Superior Spider-Man, number 21. Okay, just when I thought that Ock's world was crashing around him and he wasn't going to be able to handle this life as Peter Parker, just when I thought that was going to start finally crumbling around him, he finds a way to have it his way again. God damn it. Look, Dan Slott, I love you as a writer, but how much more can you drag this out? There are still people who have not even touched the first issue of this series because you killed off Peter Parker in the last issue of Amazing Spider-Man. And people are still pissed at you about it. Yeah, don't get me wrong, this series has been good in most parts, but there have been some moments where I'm just like, why the fuck am I reading this? It's like, Stunner comes back to confront Spider-Man for killing Dr. Octopus. And, you know, Ock finds a way to get through to her, and it's actually pretty damn clever, but still, it's now, this series is starting to reek of plot convenience. You know, whenever something's going wrong with Ock, oh, he just miraculously somehow thinks of a way to fix it. It's only going to be a matter of time, Mr. Slott, before you're going to have absolutely no choice. Whether you like it or not, you're going to have no other option but to bring Peter back and get rid of this, go back to Amazing Spider-Man, and please the fans. Like I said, Dan, I love you as a writer, but there's going to come a point where whether you like it or not, Peter's going to have to come back sooner or later. Okay? Look, I'm not trying to be a dick, but you can only drag out this superior garbage for so long before we start getting burnt out on it. This issue was a good read for what it was, and I did love the ending, but it's just, I guess I'm also at fault too for A, continuing to buy the series, and B, for just now noticing that sometimes it just reeks of plot convenience. And I still do not appreciate, you know, despite what some people said to me about the last issue, and they had their own opinion, and I respect that. But I still do not like what they did with Black Cat in the last issue, and they just gave her a simple mention on a little part of a panel in this issue. Still, even that's insulting to that character. There's a panel in this book that has Robbie Robertson holding up an old newspaper, the Daily Bugle, and it just says Black Cat captured, and that's it. I don't know. It's just, the drama was good for what it was, but even now, even I, a hardcore Spider-Man fan, even I am now starting to get burned out on this Superior bullshit. It's time to drop the Superior crap and let's get back to being amazing. Because, Dan, I'm going to say it again, like it or not, whether you care or not, we got to bring Peter back eventually. I'm just saying. Moving on to DC. We're starting off DC with Batgirl, number 25. I was about ready to post on Twitter that Gail Simone does it again. But it's a good thing I didn't, because I would have looked stupid, because Gail Simone didn't write this. This is written by Marguerite Bennett. Art by Fernando Pesarian. And you got, it's like everybody who did this, I was thinking, Gail did another good job. And I'm like, oh, God, I really felt stupid because Gail didn't write this. And I apologize to everybody who did work on this book. I almost didn't give you credit. I almost gave credit to somebody who didn't work on it. So, there you go. I would have had major egg on my face had I actually posted that on my Twitter account. But this is the beginning of Batgirl. This is Batgirl's tie-in to 0 Year. 0 Year. Oh, God. This is bad. 0 Year, despite its flaws and despite its ridiculous need to once again retell the origin of Batman with major tweaks and twists in it, it's still it's bad. I mean, it has its bad moments, but ironically, this tie-in with Batgirl was actually pretty good. All hell has broken loose in Gotham City. Gas prices have gone up higher than they've ever been before, and the cost of food has gone dramatic. It's gotten so bad. The chaos and the panic from these people who were not prepared for a disaster, it has gotten so bad that Barbara even gets a gun pointed to her head by a normal civilian who's wanting a loaf of bread and 1 gallon of gas. Yeah. And what's strange and what's stranger than that is that that's what I'm predicting is going to happen here in the real world very soon when it comes to gas prices and the costs of food. Yes, I said it. But Barbara is given the duty of being James Jr.'s guardian throughout this disaster in Gotham. This takes place 6 years ago when the legend of Batman was starting to arise. I'm like, God, it only takes 6 years to become a legend? Jesus, then why isn't Kofi Kingston a WWE legend yet? Or hell, why am I not a legend on YouTube? I'm not. I'm no legend on YouTube, and Kofi Kingston sure as hell is no legend in the WWE. But Batman, apparently after only 6 years of storytelling, he's now a legend. Okay, whatever. But Barbara finds a way to, protect herself, protect her fellow citizens, and protect her younger brother throughout this disaster. And we get to really see what kind of tricks and what kind of tools she brought to the table when it comes to potentially making her a member of the Bat family sometime in the future after this story takes place. And it was really nice to see this. It's really nice to see how Barbara was able to keep thinking, stay on her toes, and just look at what was most important. And unfortunately, there was only one. Barbara only made one mistake. She made one mistake, and that was she forgot one of the biggest rules when it comes to a big disaster and a widespread panic. When you really deep down think about it, don't trust anybody. And she made that little mistake, but she is only human, so it's forgivable. The storytelling was good. The dialogue was a bit... the dialogue, some of the dialogue did come off like it belongs in a cheesy action movie, but for what it was, I did enjoy it. I thought it was a great story. I thought it was a nice read for any Barbara Gordon fan. We're not talking about just Batgirl, we're talking about Barbara. If you love Barbara Gordon as a person, as a character, not just as Batgirl or Oracle, if you love the character of Barbara, then you might like this book. I certainly did. Was it perfect? Hell no. But for what it was great. I loved it. I enjoyed reading it. I don't think Zero Year is going to be as glorious of a story as DC wants it to be, but it was good nonetheless. Moving on. Batman number 25. How very Metallica of you, DC, to have an all-black cover with black logos and black graphics. Yep. $5. $5. Was this worth $5? No, it wasn't. I have a feeling we just got charged an extra buck just because of this damn gimmick cover. And after reading this, I thought to myself, what in the hell did I read? Bruce is still very new to the job of being Batman, and the Gotham City disaster is about to strike, and all hell's breaking loose, and he's, trying to establish himself as a hero rather than an outlaw and everything. There's some stuff with Lucius Fox. There's a pretty good scene between him and Gordon when it comes, because Gordon sees him crawling out of the Batcave, and he's like, what are you doing down there? I was just spraying for bats down there. I was like, I'll let that slide because it was so stupid. It was kind of a Peter Parker-ish kind of excuse. But the rest of the stuff with the main story involving Lucius Fox and this character Dr. Death, it just didn't really do anything for me, especially the ending of the first story with that cliffhanger with Lucius Fox and this Dr. Death character. I'm like, what the fuck ever? It just did nothing for me. It didn't wow me. It didn't impress me. I looked at it and I was just like, I'm serious. I'm going to tell you the truth. If you agree with my opinion, that's fine. If you don't, that's okay too. I respect that. Maybe you absolutely loved this book. I just saw it as, okay. I mean, I'm going to be straight with y'all. This book did not really wow me. I'm going to tell you right now, the second story with the very young Harper Row and her little brother, the second story I thought was actually more entertaining than the first story was. And I love Scott Snyder as a writer. I love Greg Capullo as an artist. But the main story just came off really average. We get to see one of the original Batmobiles in here, and I'm like, really? Seriously? This issue, goddamn, it really kind of fell flat in my opinion. The whole thing with Lucius Fox and the things he says in here, it's just whatever. I just take it or leave it for what it was. Do I recommend buying this? Actually, no, I don't. Do I recommend at least reading it? Yeah, I would say go ahead and at least give it a read so you can form your own opinion. But do I think you should buy this? In my honest opinion, no. This did not feel like it was worth $5 to me. Yet again, DC proving once and for all, even though they used to draw the line at $2.99, now, here at DC, we're fucking greedy! Moving on. Green Lantern Corps 25. This is the GLC tie-in to Zero Year. What does Green Lantern Corps have to do with Gotham? Okay, so DC has found a way to shoehorn Jon Stewart and the Green Lantern Corps title into the Batman Zero year for some reason. Okay, let's run with it. Honestly, this was actually pretty good. I find it kind of funny that the tie-ins to Zero Year are actually more entertaining than the main fucking story itself. Really brilliant work there, DC. But with the stuff with Jon Stewart, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, this takes place 6 years ago, and there's comments in here from soldiers saying the governor doesn't want another Katrina-like incident. I'm like, this takes place 6 years ago. Did Hurricane Katrina take place more than 6 years ago? Was it really that long ago? I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But apparently, this is 6 years ago after Hurricane Katrina. So has it really been that long since Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans? Hit Louisiana? Hell, it might have been. But it's basically a Katrina-like story involving anarchy. Okay. I actually dug this. Seeing John as a Boy Scout. I mean, that is what he was in this book. He was a Boy Scout. But he wasn't afraid to be one of those Boy Scouts who can also stomp your ass if he had to. And the stuff that he has to put up with, it showed what he had to put up with in his childhood, what his mother had to put up with in her childhood. We had lots of flashbacks in here, plus the stuff that John's going through with the military and with anarchy and all these people who are being brainwashed by anarchy as he talks, and to see how John figures out a way to deal with that without resorting to lethal force, it was actually pretty damn good. I enjoyed the reads. I enjoyed, all the plot points and the characters. They worked well together, even when they butted heads. I thought it was very nicely told. And John makes a very, very stunning declaration at the end of the book. It's like, he actually, spoiler alert, he actually turns on one of his commanding officers saying, you were not acting like a true soldier. I was, and I would rather be the way I am than be like you. Stuff, figuratively saying that. But I'm not going to spoil exactly what he said. I'm not going to spoil exactly what happens. But I'm just giving minor spoilers at best. I liked the ending. The ending was kind of kind of ending, and I thought it was good. This was a solid one and done story with involving Jon Stewart. It's a good spotlight on this character, which I think is well deserved. Yeah, not much else to say except if there was a tie-in to Zero Year that I would recommend, it be this one. This was actually really good, and I think this is a nice fitting tribute and a nice love letter to the character of Jon Stewart from DC. Very nicely done. Alright, we're going to end this review with Suicide Squad number 25. This is a tie-in to a story that I've about quit reading, Forever Evil. Yeah, I haven't even read the third issue of Forever Evil. I don't read any of the Justice League shit. This is pretty much the only way I'm keeping up with Forever Evil is with Suicide Squad. And I like that cover with Harley and Omac on the cover like that. That is pretty badass. Yeah. Is it just me, or do I actually appreciate Power Girl more on this book than I do on World's Finest? Which, by the way, World's Finest, gone. I had to go back on my word. I said I would wait until issue 20 of World's Finest to determine whether or not it was worth keeping, but the writing on that series was so bad, I had to go back on my own word and drop that shit. Thanks a lot, Paul Levitz. Fuck you, by the way. But anyway, back to this book. Yeah, this was a solid read. Good on the action, good on the drama. It's what I would like to see from a Suicide Squad issue. But Amanda Waller has literally got, well, not literally, figuratively, got her back against the wall. I mean, it's now Now it's time to get desperate because shit's getting real. Her life's on the line. And I'm just thinking to myself while I'm reading this book, when I'm seeing what Waller is going through, I'm like, ha ha! How's it feel to have the shoe on the other foot, bitch? I mean, this was really good for that part alone. And to see, I also love what they did with Harley in this book. It's like for the longest time, Harley's been written off as the dumb one or the slut of this series. But this right here was a perfect reminder that she is kind of unpredictable. You know, she's actually a lot smarter than some people give her credit for. And I'm not talking about the characters in the book. I'm talking about fans who read this stuff. I really think that Harley is more intelligent than people give her credit for. And this kind of gives us a reminder of that. And I thought that was really, really good. But yeah, unfortunately, this cover is kind of sort of true. Harley does get OMAC up and running again. I'm not going to spoil how she does it, but it was really good. Not much else to say except the cliffhanger was kind of, what? Yeah. I'm really interested in where they go from here. I didn't really know what to think about that cliffhanger, but yeah, I'm still hooked on this series. Why not keep going with it? I did enjoy it. Was it perfect? No. Was it absolutely great? Not really. I'd say this was pretty good up to probably damn good. But was it absolutely brilliant? Nah. It was well above average, but nowhere near perfect. That's what I'll say about this book. A good tie-in, I would guess, because I'm not reading Forever Evil that much anymore. So just use your own judgment on that. But a solid read. I did enjoy it. Suicide Squad 25. Yeah. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for these reviews. I want to thank y'all for watching. And I hope you enjoyed my little mini review of Thor 2. And hope y'all liked Shelley. Despite the fact she wouldn't quit trying to climb on my legs while I was trying to talk about these books. Please subscribe to me here on YouTube, Blugoblin01. Don't forget to go over to my Blugoblin X channel and subscribe there. Jennifer and I would love it if you would subscribe to our Arkham Asylum Studio channel. We're still doing videos for them. And I promise I'm trying to get my best to find some time to get caught up on Dark Avenger Inc. Plus. As, you know, and please follow me on Twitter or on Tumblr. I am also now on Pinterest. Look for me on Pinterest. You know, Pinterest.com/Blugoblin. Follow me on Pinterest. Who knows? You might like it there. Please follow me on Tumblr, though. If you're going to follow me anywhere, follow me either on Tumblr or on Pinterest. Because on Tumblr, I'm getting into the whole Patrick Stewart memes, and I'm really having fun with that. Don't forget about my bro, my student, TheMtVernonKid. And Chris, if you're watching this, I'm going to try my best to get your bat wings mailed back to you. And can't wait to see what else you can send me, especially from Midtown Comics. That is, if you're still wanting to do that. Don't forget about Mark and Chloe at Fat Stack of Comics. Deadpoolzilla, Brandon Hex, my old buddies. Thanks again for watching, everybody. And until next time, I'll see you all later.